Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
That's what I tell them. I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals. I go out and I go get it. How to code, that's all I know. I don't succeed, then I don't breathe. Success, what does it mean? If I conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles. Go take care of your business. Success Chronicles. It's deeper than just winning. Success Chronicles.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with the topic session with my guy, Mr. Tim Lewis. Today, had an opportunity to interview him, and we talked about some things that we wanted to expand a little bit more on. So today, we're going to hit you with the topic of different levels require different thoughts. And so, just to kind of a recap about him, he's a guy that has been, blessed to achieve some really neat things on all different levels, from growing up to, college level to, mentee to mentor level to, big time business. And so just wanted to make sure that we got on and just thought about, some of the thought processes that we go through when we hit those success. So first, I want to say thank you for coming back on with me to do a topic session.
Oh, anytime. I'm glad that you thought about the topic when we were talking about it. The conversation was so good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you kind of decided to go this way a little bit with this topic because it's very important.
Yes, sir. Well, let's just dive right into it. Off the top of your head, what's some things that come to mind for you when you hear that topic? Different levels require different thoughts.
Yeah, it's interesting because we, being a former athlete, we were to talk about that athletic transition. Is how the conversation sparked up, and thinking about how you transition everything that you've been doing since you were little, right? For some people that ends in high school, for some it ends in college, some ends professionally. That playing experience, and how do you transition that into what I would call the quote unquote real world, right? And I think we talk a lot about those transferable skills that do apply, the teamwork, the collaboration, you're facing adversity, all the ones that we already just package up and say, these right here are why people love to hire athletes or former athletes or work with them. But there also is a thought process too that I think that can trap some athletes thinking that their past experiences on the athletic court or field or whatever, it's automatically going to just get you some level of credence in the new world. Yeah. Where you have to really go into there, and it's a whole different environment because you're going into a space that these people are really good at what they do, and they're subject matter experts, and you're the novice, right? You're the novice. So you have to take the approach that I got to be the learner. And it's almost like you're scouting again, right? When you scout your opponent, if a guy goes left or right, you know what they're going to do, jump shooter or sprinter or whatever it may be. Well, it's the same thing in the workplace. You got to scout the environment. You got to scout the people. So you really have to take an onus of listening and learning way more when you're going into a space that you're unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
And those are some of the things that we got to start talking about a little bit more, and those action items and those steps when you're talking about that transition, because every level that I've been, every industry has required a different level of thought with the people that I'm dealing with.
Yeah. I think too, just to add on that, just as you were talking, there were several things that came up for me. But I think the main thing is, like you said, there's new levels. But really, when you go into the unknown, if you will, I think we all have to remain in that freshman mindset or freshman mentality, if you will. Yes, it's coming fast at you, super fast. You don't know, it's unfamiliar. But the way you grow through that is by sticking to your core common beliefs, still being open to learn new things, and then just working your tail off, And so I think when you can do those things and just really be hyper focused on that every day, right? Like, okay, today, we're going to learn these drills. I ain't never done these drills before, but, I believe in working hard. I believe in giving my all. That's my core common beliefs. Like I said, learning. Okay, so I'm going to have to, be hyper aware of what it takes to be effective in this drill and how it's going to help me down the road. Like I said, just be in the moment and do the best that you can, because in anything, that on the other side of it, if you give your all, you're paying attention, you're doing what you're supposed to do, there will be growth.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there will be growth. And I think all those things that you talked about are dead on.
Yeah.
And, there's some I've had some conversations recently with a lot of different people. And, one thing that I think that we need to continue to talk about too is, resiliency and where resiliency goes right and where it goes wrong. And so in the workplace too, you got so many different factors, but you can never neglect your self-worth and your health for thinking that you're just going to spread yourself thin for everybody. Right. And so that is something that I have seen tremendously in my 10-year journey in industry is what's that balance, right? Whereas, when you're an athlete, all is forward. You don't know quit. You don't know take a break. That's not, you're not wired that way. Whereas in the workplace, sometimes you have to find that balance, find that break. Okay. So those are while still working hard. So it's really working smarter, right? So those are the things, because that causes burnout. It causes mental health issues. It causes lack of sleep. So there's some things too that we got to continue to talk about outside of the normal foundational core things that we know about when we talk about teamwork and hard work. Those are, if you don't have that stuff, then you don't succeed. That's the core. That's the foundation. You can't make it without any of that. So now how do you be the best you, which then ultimately means you're the best teammate, right? And so that is a shift in philosophy that I've had over the last couple of years is, okay, I got to be the best Tim Lewis first to be the best teammate, right?
Yeah, and that's in any situation, any type of relationship, any type of job, anything that you're shooting to have growth in, you have to be the best version of yourself first so that you can benefit others. I think too, as I heard you talk about that, I think about, it can be lonely times.
Yes, sir.
You think about, I go back to the freshman mentality again. You think about a freshman in college, leaving his comfort zone or her leaving their comfort zone in their box. And then you step outside of the box because you have an opportunity to go play college ball or get your college degree into an area that you have never been, you've never seen, it's uncomfortable to you, it's I don't know anyone, I don't even know where I'm supposed to go for class, all those things. But you can take, I give the freshman in college scenario, but really you can take that and apply that to anything that you come across, job, relationships, whatever. You can apply that to anything. But I think, again, if you can just stick to those core common principles and be open to learning, and strive to create some quality relationships. I think that's key as well, because there's in my experience with that, and in all levels of my life, whether it be college, whether it be career, whether it be personal, whether it be relationships, I've had some quality people in my life that have truly helped me, guided me, and show me the way of what it's supposed to be like. And people don't just do that if they don't think that you're guidable.
Yes.
Or referable.
Yes.
Or teachable. All of those ubbles, right?
All of them.
Yeah. And so, and again, it goes back to being the best version of yourself. I think if people see that you strive to do that, they'll reach out a helping hand.
You hit the nail on the head, and the relationship piece is so important.
Yeah.
I call it social capital, right? You got to keep increasing your social capital all the time. And luckily for me, I think I told you in the last time that we talked, I've had so many people in this space that have helped me. And to this day, I call so many different people. They call me, and I always try to pay it forward. because it's so important. And I'll tell you the other thing, we talk about different levels in the workplace, or, and all that, and different thoughts. And this is the thing too, where you hear people talk, and I've had a really good person tell me this, and it really sunk in. Dr. Kevin White from Duke, the athletic director, told me one time, he says, you got to learn how to embrace politics, is what he said. Mm-hmm. And he was saying it from the perspective of everywhere you go, there's going to be some type of political environment to where you're going to have to be able to know the different people in the room, the different power structures, the different thoughts, the different agendas. He said, because then when you're trying to get things done, you know how to build your coalition to get things done. So he was taking it, because we think about politics so negative, right? Negative when we talk about, it's a negative connotation all the time. But in actuality, to get things done, you have to have that savviness.
Yeah.
When you're on different levels. So, it's just this thinking that we got to make sure that we're telling people how to operate practically in a workplace, because hasn't been one place that I haven't been to where there's a level of political savviness that I've had to have to be able to navigate, right? And so, and that's the relationship building, the coalition building, and all those things. Yeah, so it's the level of thought now is a little bit different than when I was playing, right? Because I didn't have to deal with politics. It was just like, if I'm better than you, I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
And
period.
Better, we're going to show you, period. Now you take that foundational core, and now you got to enhance all of your other skills, right? That you got to say, okay, now this is going to help me navigate and be the best teammate and be the best version of me. But there's so many other little things that I have to learn to enhance those skills.
I like how you talked about the politics there. I think it makes me think of street smarts in the business setting.
Yes.
You have to have, which leads to me thinking of the word awareness. You have to have an awareness of how you fit into the situations that you're in, and then also how the situations that you're in will benefit you if you I don't like the word use or leverage, but maybe if you aim it, if you will, positive direction to benefit you, like take what you can get from it, learn from it. And in every situation, like you said, like within the politics or the street smarts or the awareness, you learn so much. You learn what to do. You learn what not to do. Mm-hmm. You learn so much about the environment. You learn about yourself, which is probably the most important part. You learn what your priorities are, your non-negotiables, all of those things come out in you while you're growing through those situations.
Mm-hmm. Completely agree with you. I think you said a word in there that I use now. I try to simplify this thing and say fit. Right? I think everything in life's about fit. We talked about that. That's your fit with your friends, fit with your family, significant others, jobs, whatever it may be. The fit has to be there. And I think once you get a little more experience, you start to understand, like you said, non-negotiables, needs versus wants, things to your core that may align or don't align. And you have to start asking yourself, where do I fit in this ecosystem, right? And the workplace is one of those places that you have to think about, right?
Yeah, I love it, man. Well, I should have called it a heat session instead of a topic session, because you put out some heat. But always enjoy hanging out and talking with you. I thank you so much for taking the time to drop some nuggets about this topic session.
Yeah, anytime, and we'll continue to talk going forward. Any more sessions that we can collaborate on, you already know how to reach me.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you guys for checking out this topic session. Different levels require different thoughts with my guy, Mr. Tim Lewis. We'll see you next time. God bless.
All right. Thanks, Chip.
Go get it.